Alright, well, I don't know if this is gonna be really well shown because the simulacrum is a terrible place to test things. But as you see up here, I got Shock Trooper, I got Silken Stride, I'm on my Kuva Sobek. Let's go to the Bombird, right? Hit it with quite a quite a couple shots. Death. Don't know why this is happening. I'm assuming it has something to do with her fourth ability, but it doesn't really say anything of the swords because that isn't that isn't what acid shells does when it's getting used by a normal frame. Like go here. If I can, holy shit. Let's hope that the acid shells doesn't fucking proc on my sonar spot. See, acid shells normally doesn't really do that much. I could even sit here and throw it on Sarin to see if that's the interaction, if it's just how the Kuva Sobek is with Toxin, but I don't. I was wrong. So it is that. Okay, but it is significantly stronger on Orixia then, huh? Well, it's here. I guess the better test is to see if it's stronger on Orixia is to do this. Okay, well, that was a bad test. Let's say, fuck it. Okay, so about the same. But since I'm throwing on Shock Trooper, still the same. Okay, so is it only the toxin that's going through? If it's only the toxin going through, then there's no need for Shock Trooper. I should look at the enemies before they die. That'd be the best way to tell. So it's just the toxin. Hmm. Hmm. Like this is strong because it gives me what an extra two electric bullets per multi-shot. But also at the same time, I don't know. Rixie is a really weird one because like you can't do to her like you can do to other frames like Banshee. And I know. You guys are tired of hearing me talk about Banshee, but here, let me just demonstrate. So let's say I would want to put Roar on it. Let's say Subsume over my first ability, okay, which isn't really a bad idea. Maybe Subsume over the third if you didn't want the spiders, but the spiders sadly do give way too much benefit to even see justifiable reason of getting rid of them. But as you see, if you wanted Roar on Orixia, you'd have to sit there and do a Silken Stride build, which definitely is not worth it at all. Not Silken Stride build, I mean getting rid of Silken Stride, which on Orixia is just not worth it. And why I bring this up is due to the fact of Banshee. Banshee, her sonar is a multiplicative damage buff that can stack twice on itself and multiply your damage twice. That's paired with Roar, which is another multiplicative damage buff. So there is two multiplicative damage buffs on a single frame. which is not really necessarily that that many frames that can have that happen to. I'm not going to sit there and say no other frames can have that happen to, because I don't know whether or not I'm going to be just sending this to my clan or if I'm going to be uploading it to my YouTube. So, on the off chance that I upload it to YouTube, I don't want me to have misinformation in the video. That's why I tested out the Sobek explosion with toxin to figure out if it was the toxin that was causing it or if it was the interaction between shock and the explosions with acid shells. But that's neither here nor there. Shock Trooper, not bad on Oraxia, because whether it still adds to the explosions or not, on top of your normal multi-shot, so for my Sobek I have 9, I would get, if I'm understanding this correctly, I'd get 9 imaginary bullets of toxin added onto it, and then 18 imaginary shock bullets added onto it, and that's not even including clip delegation or primary blight, and that's not even maxed yet. Not a decent. It's not a crazy Riven. It's literally just a pretty lackluster Riven. But if at all anybody asks, this is the build. I mean, I'm using Shock Trooper for the reason of pairing it with your spiders allows for Archon Stretch to become viable, but it also adds another element to your spiders as well. I'm only running Flow because I have Umbral Intensify and Umbral Vitality on, and I do not have any Umbral Formas at the moment, so I am sadly unable to do so. But I'm running the 2 combo due to the fact of health being multiplied in Silken Stride with the current build I have. It's multiplied by 3.4, and as you guys saw, that's 5,000 health along with health conversion, which I don't know if I'm going to keep that yet. I'm still kind of thinking about it because I only had health conversion on there originally when I was using Mercy's Kiss, because that was a guaranteed way to have health conversion active. But with Shock now there, I have to make sure that if my pet doesn't have synth deconstruct, that I have some sort of way of getting, getting that. But that's neither here nor there. Oraxia is an active case, an active work in progress. I actually just had one of my clan members sit there and give me another idea when we were talking, and I mean, you do what you want with your frames, you do what you want with your builds. I'm kind of just yapping here at this point, but the biggest thing that I hate seeing people do on Warframes, YouTube, social media, whatever it may be, is sitting there and telling people that they cannot come up with their own builds and they can't come up with something that is 100% viable in Steel Path. Yes, you may need a lot more setup than other frames. Yes, you may need a couple Archon shards or like a specific interaction with a weapon or something. But that doesn't mean a frame is necessarily bad. That doesn't mean a frame should be kind of forgotten and ignored. One of the biggest things that I love, I mean, if one of these times I end up showing my profile, you will see like I am I'm a Loki main. I've been a Loki main for a long time. I'm just switching off of Loki because I would like to sit there and explore other avenues. I would like to sit there and actually enjoy having having different builds come to me, having different things work out in my favor, because I don't want to just be using the same thing as everyone else. I would like to benefit my team in other ways than just using the same thing that everyone else does. And I know that I say that as I'm actively building this thing towards how everyone else runs it, but uh, I'm not a fan of meta. That's it. That's all it is. That's why I'm gonna probably take a look at this now to have the cats running around and everything as I'm killing.